I'm Debbie Bell Hosking for Finextra TV here at EBAday 2024 in Lisbon, and I'm joined by Simon Eacott of NatWest. We're talking about the instant payments revolution. Simon, a big welcome.
Thank you.
We're talking this instant payments evolution, revolution. What would you say are the challenges that remain for banks to adopt instant payments?
Yeah, well, I'd say they're many and varied actually, and it's probably a combination of evolution and revolution, to be fair. A lot of people talk about the technical challenges, and that's one thing. Banks have got an awful lot to do. There's a very big regulatory agenda, but that's really only half of the story. So there is a bit of congestion in terms of delivery, but actually to get a full adoption, you need a whole lot of other things as well. You need to have a customer experience that works. It's no good having the technology in the background to make an instant payment if you haven't got a customer experience that's really looking for it. So getting a customer journey that really is embedded, that really does enable it to take off, that's as important, and having an ecosystem that supports it is equally important.
So it's not just mastering the technology, but it's getting that customer experience right at the same time.
Absolutely, and that could include things like consumer protection, the rules and regulations around it, but making the experience very much akin to or even better than they are experiencing today with card traffic, for example, because instant payments, one of the main aims is to provide an alternative mechanism to make payments that don't go through the card rails.
Now let's look at fraud as well. What fraud fighting measures are there out there?
So fraud is the scourge of the payment industry at the moment, particularly in the UK. So we have a way of paying called faster payments. We were ahead of Europe in that respect. Faster payments isn't quite instant payments, but to a fraudster, it's as good as instant payments, and that's why we've sadly led Europe and possibly the world in what's called authorised push payment fraud. That's scammers persuading you to send money to somebody somewhere that is authorised by you, but you've been scammed into doing it. And the fact that it goes almost instantaneously means that you struggle to get it back, and it's a heinous position. A lot of effort is going into the protection of consumers from that fraud, both in terms of trying to stop it before the fraud gets perpetrated, but also after the event in terms of making sure that people who are scammed get reimbursed. So we will, in October as an industry, have a reimbursement scheme, which means that the banks will underpin both the sending bank and the receiving bank the reimbursement to the customer. But of more importance is to stop it before the payment is made. And that involves the use of data, the use of AI to be able to detect anomalies, to be able to stop a payment before it's actually made.
I mean, there are so many parts in play. What role would you say the confirmation and verification of payee plays?
Important, but it's one tool in the armoury. So what it is, it basically says, if I'm making a payment to you, I'm not just checking the account number and the sort code, but I'm checking that it's your name that the payment is actually addressed to. And in the UK, we've had that in for a few years now, and it's been successful. It gives you a little bit more confidence as a consumer that your payment is going to the person that you intended it to be. But it doesn't solve everything, because it will still work if you've been scammed into thinking it's genuine anyway. So it needs to be supported by a lot of other techniques as well, using data. In Europe, as they roll out what's called the SEPA instant capability, it will need to have a confirmation of payee, a verification of payee service to underpin that payment as well, and hopefully can learn from the experience we've had in the UK.
Yep, and I hear a lot of people saying they're watching what's happening in the UK in terms of moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. The UK has led the field in faster payments, and instant payments are the next step from that, but we can learn an awful lot from the faster payment experience.
And a hot topic here at EBAday 2024, so thank you for joining us, Simon.
Thank you.